call in. It says host disconnected. This is ridiculous.
No, I just went through the call.
Okay, I'm trying to refresh the screen to see what changes at all.
Okay.
Does it say anything in the headphones?
But it still says host disconnected. Okay, now it's working. Hello from my heart, everybody. Sorry about the delay. It looks like there's a new format in my studio, and I wasn't even told about it. So, without further ado, I'm going to start the show. Put a little music on, and I'll try to get my friend Johnny Oye on there.
Hey, I know that you've been waiting for the moment to be right, wondering if it really matters, and if it's worth the fight. But tell yourself that it's not smart make quick decisions, but I can tell your story. Just need some revision. Dreams are out there waiting. Dreams are out there waiting. Dreams are out there waiting for you to make the first move. Then I come to you. You're not altogether sure if you believe in yourself, 'cause underneath that air cool, you're crying out for help, but you got to take a chance. Got to be strong. You got to be strong. Feels you fill up with regret. Liable to feel so long, and your dreams are out there waiting. Your dreams are out there waiting. Your dreams are out there waiting for you to show you really want them. Don't you leave them out there, waiting, wondering whatever happened to you. Well, only you can make things happen. It's up to you.
Hello from my heart, everybody. This is Reverend Sue, and my dreams are out there waiting to get this show started. Sorry about the technical glitches, but we're finally on, and tonight, once again, I have my fabulous guest and friend, Johnny Oye. So I just want to welcome everybody again. Hello from my heart, everybody. Welcome to Transitions to Transformation Radio Show. I'm your host, Reverend Sue, and tonight kicks off the third week of our Joyefit 21-Day Challenge as we discuss the power of our goals and dreams with Johnny Oye, who is a fitness expert and founder of his Joyefit Institute, a place where brain, body, and spirit training creates balance. Johnny Oye is also author of his brand new book, Monkey Brain, Create Emotional Balance, Physical Health, and Spiritual Awareness, Brain, Body, Spirit, The Practical Approach. This book can be found on joyfit.com, press.com, and amazon.com. This book is based on Johnny's many years of research and training in psychology, physical fitness, as well as his vast experience with coaching many clients. Johnny and myself recently did a 3-part series on brain, body, and spirit fitness. Check out the archives on the Transitions to Transformation Radio Show page. And before we take the third week of our Joyefit 21-Day Challenge, we'll quickly recap what we discussed about in the second week of this challenge. And I also want to mention, if you haven't done so already, please download the Joyefit 21-Day Challenge on joyfitinstitute.com, and that's Joy, Joyefit, institute.com. And it's been said that it takes 21 days to take negative habits and change them to positive ones. And I believe this also applies to dreams as well, you know, our goals that we set and the dreams that we have. So without further ado, I'll bring on my friend Johnny Oye. Johnny?
Hi, Sue. Hi, how are you?
Okay, thanks. Well, I'm glad we finally got on. There was some technical glitches, and I apologize to everybody about that, but we made it.
That's okay. Yeah, that's life.
That's it. Yeah. So, you know, this is week 3 of the Joyefit 21-Day Challenge, and I can tell you personally, it's really changed me for the better. I've been able to increase my physical stamina by adding on an extra 5 minutes to my routine, you know, with everything that I need to be doing. So especially exercise and meditation and like you said last week, instead of doing the luminosity.com for the brain training, I've been memorizing numbers, and I've even taken different routes while driving. So, you know, it's really working. You know, I'm glad
Good.
I'm doing this program. Yeah.
Good. It's nice. I just want people to know that it's not all about just computer games. You know, we can do a lot of things to work our memory. So, and including changing your route or cooking a new recipe or, you know, even doing crossword puzzles and jigsaw puzzles. Those things all work your brain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm finding it really, it's really helping me remember things, too, because that's some issues that I have, too, is remembering things. And, you know, doing, you know, challenging myself, you know, to go a different route while driving, you know, that really, it kind of sets my mind to, you know, it keeps it focused. And
yeah, it's just a little thing that you can do that makes you know, a big difference. It's just a little bitty thing that you can do, and it works your memory in a very similar way. Even just looking at photos, you know, if you go back and pull photos and try to remember what you were doing and what you ate that day and that kind of stuff, you know, that forces your brain to pull memory files, and, you know, hopefully they're not bad, but that's a good way to pull memory too.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'm finding it's your program's helping me on so many different levels, and it's, you know, I'm not just saying this, I'm actually doing this challenge. And, you know, like last week I said I lost 5 pounds. I lost another 2 pounds this week. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So I you know, I'm really enjoying this. You know, I'm actually able to do, I mean, this is from somebody who's been disabled for a while, you know, just being able to do more things, you know, being able to ride my bike again after so many years. You know, I have one of those adult tricycle bikes, And I actually got to ride it for like 15 minutes, and I felt like a kid again. I was like, wow.
And that's why, you were bringing up, we were talking about goals and dreams, and, dreams are big dreams. You just don't want to have pipe dreams. You want to have some dreams that you can actually achieve. So, I mean, not that you can't have big dreams, but then you got to, figure out the goal on how to get to that dream. And if the dream is too big and you can't reach the goals, then it's not going to happen, and that's where people get disappointed. So, maybe start off with some small dreams. I mean, if your dream is to, be in a certain size or certain weight, you can have that big dream and then set some goals to get to that point. So if the dream is to, be 50 pounds less and wear a certain size, the goal would be to lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever the small goal is. And then each one of those small goals will get you closer and closer to your dream.
Oh, yeah. The baby steps, that always helps.
Baby steps, yep.
You know what I find is a lot of fun too is journaling. The whole process.
I think
it's
it's almost necessary at first. You want to be aware first, and that brings you back to awareness by writing what you're doing. And when you write down what you eat, that makes a big difference. If weight loss is one of your goals, then you definitely have to journal your food because you want to see what's causing weight loss or weight gain. So the only way to do that is by documenting it. I still document that often just to see what things work and what things don't work because it changes as we age too. Certain things I can't eat anymore that I just gain weight from. So, but, if weight loss is if a certain dream is to look a certain way, then the goal is to lose the weight. And part of that goal is to exercise. Part of that goal is to eat regularly and eat balanced nutrition. Part of that goal is to sleep, have sufficient sleep. Part of that goal is to move a little bit every day, increase your goals. So there's a lot of small goals that lead to the large dream.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I love that it's not you don't feel like a failure when things aren't working. It's just you're just finding out what works, what doesn't work. And, that was my main thing, the main thing I took from last week. It's like, well, you know what? I'm just looking at this like, okay, it's kind of like it is a challenge, and it's a challenge for me to see what works and what doesn't work. So, it takes away the competition and the negativity and all that's associated with, just reaching your goal. The main thing is to be patient with yourself, and that's one thing that I'm learning.
People feel like they, if they don't reach it, it's a failure. Well, just trying means they didn't fail is the way I look at it, right? So, and then just try a little bit harder. Try a different route. Try a different food. Try different exercise. Whatever. If something's not working, by journaling, you see that it didn't work, and then you could change it from there. But that's why I do many, many, many 21-day challenges. Is because you keep doing those 21-day challenges, and before you know it, you've already hit one goal or two goals, and then you could switch to another goal. Because I set goals in different areas of my life too. So it's not just my health, but I set goals with my family and my home and my, career and financial, friendships, partner things, goals, love things. So you set your dreams for those things, and your dreams are the perfect dream. You want it as perfect as you want it, write it down like you want it, and then start to set the small goals on how and when and what you're going to do, set some deadlines on how to get to it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And, I'm applying it to every aspect of my life. Like, my studio, which is notoriously cluttered with lots of stuff. My husband can attest to that. In fact, he's going to call in. I've been working on it a little bit at a time, just so I don't, a lot of times I go gung-ho into things, and, I wind up getting frustrated, but it's nice just taking baby steps and just working on, a little pile here, a little pile there, just trying to sort things out. And
that's the best way to set that kind of goal. If your goal is to clean out, your studio, then, set a goal for each day for each pile. I want to finish this pile today and then the next pile. And then as you start to do it, make sure to write those things down and scratch them off and make sure, you give yourself credit for accomplishing those goals because the subconscious grabs onto that. So, and then it reminds you that you can do it. So the next time you set a goal like that, kind of talking yourself out of doing it, you kind of just do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't seem so monumental when you chip away at something. You know,
exactly.
and that goes, yeah. And that goes with meditation.
Well, we spend more energy thinking about not doing it than actually doing the goal. You know,
yeah.
we procrastinate so much that we waste more time doing that than it would have taken to finish the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. So what would you like to impart to everybody about week 3? You know, to keep focused on your goals and, you know, to just take baby steps and anything else you want to share with everybody?
You know, the thing is, it's it depends on what people's goals are, but you know, the 21-day challenge includes goals for every area. So I just keep encouraging to keep working on each area little by little. So, and if some days you can't do your brain work, but you can do your physical work, that's okay. Just make sure to write it down on your journal that you didn't do it. But always try to improve in each area. So whether it's just little things or, you know, one of the things that I procrastinate about is meditation because I do all the other stuff. And sometimes that's one of my main goals is I have to focus more on that than the other stuff to catch up, you know. So, but some of the goals, the food stuff, that's just stuff that I think you should just document all the time if you're trying to lose weight, you know, and trying to improve your health.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And
all it did was say you can listen to the show.
Oh, okay. We had a little more technical difficulties. My husband just told me that he just tried calling in and that they had trouble with, you know, connecting people. So if anybody is out there trying to call in, we apologize. It's just been a little glitchy today, and it's not even Mercury retrograde.
That's okay. We'll get on next week, and we could finish up whatever hasn't been taken care of. So we'll be doing several of these. So whoever hasn't jumped in on this one and been able to finish it, we'll be doing more of them.
Absolutely.
When I was in Oregon, I gave you numbers.
Yes.
That I would punch to turn a flag on for you to know that I was
listening. Yeah. Yeah. So we're in the middle of the show, but was there any question that you wanted for Johnny? Anything about goals, setting goals, or anything?
No, because I don't. Remember, I just believe that things are going to happen, and they do.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I would like you to share that with everybody if you could. I'm going to bring on my husband, David. He said he made a very good statement.
Hello, John.
Hello, how are you?
Okay. Well, no, she asked if I had any questions or whatever, and I was just, and I said this to her, I don't know, months ago. I just believe that things are going to happen, and they do. You know, I don't have any question in my mind, because I remember. See, I was working on trying to get, a situation handled.
Right.
And I kept telling her over the phone, because I was out in Oregon, and I said, no, believe me, it's coming through. It's coming through. And guess what? It did.
It came through.
Yeah. So that's my philosophy, which isn't, there's no science to it. It's just I believe it's going to happen.
Well, it's faith, and, you know, that's a big part of it. I mean, you really have to believe it's going to happen before you can make it happen. You really do. And that's a whole other part of how the brain works, but that's a good way to think. I mean, I think it's the only way we can get things done is we really have to believe it and know that it's going to get done because everything does. Eventually it does. Not always the same way we expect it to, but it gets done.
Oh, well, yeah, it took a little longer than I thought, but once it came through, it was good for us. So.
Well, what's good is that you were able to let it go. I mean, because you can't if you're worried about a timeline and dateline, some of those things just don't happen like that. But if you know it's going to happen eventually, then it will, and it usually does.
Exactly. So, and I have tried to extend that to Sue, but I don't know if she full-heartedly believes it. So
I'm getting there.
Yeah, it's a process, but congratulations for being there, because that is definitely a place where a lot of people are trying to get to, and it's a process. And apparently you've been through enough things in your life where it's going to happen because you've already done it.
Well, no, actually, things were way worse in the opposite direction, and I just knew that. You know what? This isn't the end. This is things are just going to get better from here. From here on.
And that's why I always say the low times. Just always think of it this way: when you're in the low time, it's going to get better from there.
Well, yeah, it can't get any worse. Well, when you say that,
right.
Yeah. But anyways, it didn't get worse because I put effort in and did a few things, but I was rewarded for it. So,
and a big part of that is at least changing the way you feel about it. So when you feel like it's never going to happen and it's the end of the world, of course your chemical balance is going to be off, which shows your emotional stability off, which totally changes everything. So if you can feel like, okay, maybe it's plausible, okay, maybe it might not be on the right time, but it's going to happen sooner or later. Just changing the way you think about that changes your chemical structure as well, so it makes you feel different about it.
Well, I'm a believer of what do you call that? Manifestation, which is something that I learned from my dad. But anyways,
believe it before you see it.
Yeah, and you just believe that it's going to happen, no matter what. It's coming.
It will come, and that's why we have to be careful what we think, and that's why I talk a lot about it in the book. The way the brain thinks. Sometimes it thinks without our permission. You know what I mean? So, the manifestation process begins with thought, then action follows. Sometimes that thought doesn't have action because it's just unconscious thought that the brain throws out at us all the time. But a lot of the times that thought is of fear and worry and doubt. You know what I mean? And if you're good at just letting that stuff go as just thought, then it's fine. Some people hang on to that, and then it almost becomes reality, and then they actually manifest that reality of the negative things.
Well, yeah, and that's probably what happened to me, because way back then, I didn't think anything was ever going to get any better. And
right.
Nothing did.
It didn't. That's right. And then you changed, and look what happened,
Well, I just got to the mindset. I was like, oh crap! Well, it can't get any worse than this. And so yeah, and I know that doesn't really go along with what you guys were talking about. From what little I was able to.
Yeah, it kind of does. Though. It's all connected,
Yeah, because you guys were talking about goals to set and blah, blah. Well, I don't set any goals. I just get a thought, and then I just go with it.
Well, remember, the thought is the goal, though. You see what I mean? So you're setting your intentions with your thoughts, which is fine. You don't have to write them down, but your goal is your idea, and then your idea is manifested into the reality, and that's what you're doing.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't set goals. I have ideas, and that's what I want to happen. And
right, once you put the idea in, the action begins. So the manifestation process starts. So say if your goal was whatever to get a job, the manifestation begins with the action of maybe getting a new suit for the job or a new a new education for the job, a certification, whatever it may be. And then that starts the manifestation process. You see what I mean? So the idea that's what manifests the action. So all of your ideas, you just end up doing the work to get it done without writing it down. You're not writing goals down, but you're doing it in your head.
Well, yeah. No, so I guess because we did. We did do a lot of work to get that done.
Yes.
That ended up. But the feeling and the thoughts were all there, and I didn't deviate from those thoughts. I just knew it was going to happen.
Can I bring up something? Last year when David was in Oregon, last year when David was in Oregon, he went to a Kia dealership and sat in, a couple of Kias, and he told me about how nice Kias were. Here's a little plug for you, Kia. And this year, it just so happens, David manifested it. He got himself a nice Kia. Yeah. And that's
exactly how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it works. And that's why I tell people, I set deadlines for the small stuff, but not for the big stuff because, some things you have to. I have to set deadlines for work things and stuff. So some of those things have to be done. But some of those big dreams, you just have to let the manifestation process happen. And it's not going to happen if you're not ready for it. And that's why I say watch out for pipe dreams. A Kia is a plausible thing. You can end up with a Kia. And look what you did. I never had a dream of writing a book, but I had a dream of sharing the law of attraction. So the book was the manifestation of that. So it didn't end up like I thought it would, but it is what my dream is.
Oh, absolutely. And, that book is going to help a lot of people. It certainly has helped me because, Dave knows better than anybody. Sometimes, as much as I tout positive thinking, I can't help but get into that worry mode, the worry and stress mode. And the monkey brain is basically mismanaged stress.
Going back to that then, maybe on your goals for this next week, all right, work on stress coping. So anytime you have, I call them irrational thoughts when they're just thoughts, any thought of worry, everybody has worry, issues with whatever it is, relationships or financial or work, whatever. So everybody has worry and stress that goes on. The main thing is when it comes back, if you're thinking about what happened, you have to reframe it. And the more you reframe it, the more you train your brain to reframe that, then it starts to do it automatically. So if you find yourself that, you worry, and I call it, worry warts. My mom worries enough for everyone in the world. She says, you don't ever worry. I said, I don't have to. You worry for me. So, but worrying doesn't do anything except for affect your chemical balance in such a negative way that affects your health in such a negative way. So there's nothing positive out of it. You're not going to, and not even worrying yourself, but then even with sharing it with other people. So not that you don't have a person, a confidant that you share things with, and that's part of coping, but not to relive it with every person you talk to,
Right, because you only manifest it more when you do that.
Yeah, and then you also pulling more files, which has more of those thoughts, which manifests as more of those things, right? So you end up pulling all these files and pulling all these negative experiences, and you're wondering why. I can definitely track my life and think of what my thought processes were at that time, and it's definitely connected. I mean, and especially knowing now how the brain works and how the brain pulls files based on your thought and your emotion attached to that. So most of the time it pulls another file without the detail. So now you have double emotion about a situation that's really not that big of a deal.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Hey, I had one more thing to say.
What's that?
Well, it's another one of my the way I deal with stuff, which I think is a positive way of dealing with it. As far as you were just talking about stress and I was it brought to me. I was like, well, if I can't change it, then don't worry about it.
Exactly right. You're right on. You're right on.
Well, I mean, it's going to clear itself up on its own. If I can't change it, then there's no sense in me sitting here and worrying about it.
Right. You're very lucky that you can do that. You're very lucky. Most people, they can't let go of that memory, and it keeps popping up. And that's what I talk about in the book. You're very lucky that you, and I'm the same way, where if I can't change it, if there's nothing I can do to make it better at that time, I let it go. And what I usually do is I write down the problem, whatever the challenge is that I'm going through, and then I write down 3 different solutions to that problem. And every single time, one of those solutions that I wrote down is the way that I got through that problem. So I just choose 3 different scenarios that could solve that problem, right? Because I can't change it. There's nothing I can do, whatever the situation was. So just basically doing the same thing that you do, except for I add and I write 3 different solutions, and that lets my brain let go of it, because I was one of those people that would worry about it. So since I started doing that, now I can let it go by just knowing I can change it, and I have 3 solutions already as ideas, and that manifestation process will begin sooner or later.
Well, yeah, no, I know. That's just the basic point. No, I mean, yeah, you did one better, and that's cool. But I guess I'm only at the point where if I don't think I can change it, then there's no sense of me even worrying about it.
Well, if you got it, let me tell you, that's the ticket. When you can get to that point, and that's the whole goal. If you can't change it, do whatever you can do to make it better, and then have to let it go, and then maybe work on it the next day, or whatever you have to do the next day or the day after that. You know, some things you have to keep working on till you get it, and some things you can't do anything about, like a death, or a loss of a job or whatever, where you can't change that. All you got to do is work on making things better.
Yeah, usually the only stuff I can't change are involving other people when they bring their problems to me. Like this guy that was over a little bit earlier today, because I had to take him on him estimating a job and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and he's crying to me about this, that, and the other. And I said to him, well, is there anything you can change about this? He said, well, I said, dude, you need to sit down and think about, because I know there's something he can change about his situation, but he needs to come about that himself.
That was great advice. That was great advice.
Well, I mean, I can't do anything to help him. So I just told him, I said, look, I don't want to hear you crying. I don't want to hear it anymore. Only you can change this, not me. So don't tell me about it, because I can't do anything for you.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's good advice, because, I mean, that's what I talk about in the book. I think that's one of our greatest problems, is sharing our troubles with ourselves in our head and with other people, because we can't do anything about it. So the person is stressed out, and then they're trying to stress you out with them.
Well, but I wasn't going to let that happen, because there's nothing I can do to help him. Only he can help himself. So
exactly.
So that's just, Anyways, I don't need to take up your time.
That's all right. That was great advice. Great advice.
Well, that's just a few things that I live by, basically. So I guess with that, I'll give you back to Sue.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Oh, oops, so sorry.
That's all right.
So, yeah, that's good advice. David had and you had, and I have,
just remember, Sue, when you're worrying about something, just like he said, if you can't change it, and he's one of those people that can do that, and there is people that can do that, and I've learned to do it too. But there was there was a long time in my life when I couldn't do that, and I started to do it by doing the shifting process, which is because a lot of times you not only can you not think positive when you're feeling that way, you really have to take action to change it. And that's why I say take a walk first because that shifts your chemicals automatically. Then you can start thinking about the solution. Then when you write that down, your brain takes that in, and it starts to pull references of, okay, well, how did I have a solution to that last problem that I had? And then you write another solution. Then it pulls references to that solution. Then it gives you more ideas of how you're going to fix this problem. You see what I mean? So it's all connected. So when you start writing down, I mean, the best case scenario, I have a good example of the monkey brain in the airplane, right? That's a good example of that I was totally freaked out and stressed out, and I couldn't take a walk because I was on an airplane. So I just wrote down some things that would be a better solution, and it turned out I ended up manifesting that completely. And the thing is, we don't manifest everything. It's not we don't do it, but we attract, by mysterious ways, people, circumstances, or events that change it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I manifested both great things and not so great things, and it all had one thing in common: me. The way I was thinking, because we're like human magnets.
Once you're aware of that, we create the good and the bad, and when things don't always work out, I always kind of, what was going on? And sometimes there's a reason for it not happening then because it's not ready, and there's timing for a lot of things that I just don't question anymore because that's, that the universe has its time to deliver, and if we're not ready, I don't think it delivers for us.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just so happy that, that we were able to get on the air tonight, and, even though I had a bit of the monkey brain going on during that little intermission there, I was,
that's okay.
Yeah, I just thought to myself, well, what's the worst thing that can happen? We just restart again next week.
That's part of live radio, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll continue. Take a week off next week, and then we'll continue and start another challenge, and hopefully get some more people involved in it.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be fantastic. And I want to wish everybody a very happy and productive week ahead. This is our last week for the Joyefit 21-Day Challenge, and we'll start another challenge about 2 weeks from now. So, everybody, I guess, was there anything else that you wanted to say to everybody, Johnny?
No, just hope everybody stays with it and just, take a week off after the first challenge and then start another one and, finish the goals that you hadn't finished and add some new ones and just keep working at it. I mean, it's a day-by-day practice that you have to keep doing and just keep doing it day by day, and you'll get it done.
Yep, that's great advice. Baby steps, everybody, and keep the faith, and never believe it's not so. I'm going to play Magic by Pilot. It's a popular 70s song, and I love the words to it. It says, it's magic, never believe it's not so. So believe it before you see it, and it'll happen, and take baby steps, everybody. And once again, thanks, Johnny, for your patience and for taking time out once again to
You're
help
welcome.
everybody.
Anytime.
Awesome. So I guess without further ado, we're going to play Magic, and we'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
We'll talk soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. And now we're going to have a little magic. And with that, after the song's over, I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Oh, ho, ho, day, dream of far away, dreaming on my pillow in the morning. Never been away, hey, never seen a day break, leaning on my pillow in the morning night. Ho, 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 it's magic, you know. Never believe it, not so. It's magic, you know. Never believe it, not so.
Never believe it's not so, everybody. Keep on keeping on and enjoy the Joyefit 21-Day Challenge Week 3. Good night, everybody.